You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.
Here at IQ Facility Management Services, we provide commercial and residential cleaning service. We service single-family homes, multi-family homes, schools, office buildings, churches, interior and exterior areas. We give attention to detail in window cleaning, carpet, tile, flooring, or VCT flooring. We proudly service the Southern California greater area of LA and Orange County, Inland Empire, and Northern California. Contact us at 562-334-2448 for your cleaning service needs.
Welcome to Loudmouth Radio Network. My name is Sunny. As a former professional athlete turned entrepreneur realtor and the producer of Loudmouth Radio Network, I look forward to bringing content to you that empowers, inspires, and entertains you. Tune in each week as we have unscripted and unfiltered talks from entrepreneurship, real estate, politics, entertainment, comedy, LGBTQ topics, day-to-day life, and everything in between. All shows available on demand 24/7 on your favorite podcast platforms.
Here at Wonderland Learning Center, we're located at 288 East Main Street in San Jacinto. We provide a safe and secure learning environment. We are now enrolling 2 to 5-year-olds with our preschool curriculum. We offer before and after school care. Breakfast, lunch, and snacks are provided. We accept all programs. We are open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Our website is wonderlandlearningcenter.com.
Portals Entertainment Center is a new 13,000 square foot entertainment experience now open in Temecula. Portals creates a space where your imagination can be set free. Step into an immersive entertainment center that will take visitors into one of our many attractions, which include 2 9-hole indoor mini golf courses, an immersive laser tag arena, a designated arcade space, a food service component, party and event spaces, and a hidden 21 and over lounge. Portals aims to give each visitor a unique experience, taking them to unknown worlds and experiencing an entertainment center like no other. Open 7 days a week, located at 26469 Inez Road in Temecula, California, in between At Home and Temecula Theaters. Come check us out and step into adventure.
All right, perfect. We are actually live in Loudmouth Radio Studios, and today I have another amazing guest in the studio, and this is our entrepreneur series, Biz in the Valley, that we getting down with today. So I have to my left, Mr. Darnell McKenzie, the owner of IQ Facility Management Services. Welcome to Loudmouth Radio, man.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
How you doing? Oh man, don't be giving me that Rico Suave you over there sounding like you.
Can't change that. That's the only way it works.
I love it. So the best part about this is that our listeners, I have an opportunity to follow you. You're on Instagram Live, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. I want to make sure I got all your sound. Everything sounds good. Okay, go ahead and speak a little bit.
Test.
Okay, good. All right, perfect. And so, Darnell, I want to give you an opportunity. I know this is your first time having the opportunity to come into the studios, and the best part about this is this segment is about your business. It gives an opportunity for our listeners to connect and find out about what you offer, what you do. And we try to dig a little bit more and kind of get the philosophy behind the business and the vision. Right. And why you're doing what you're doing. So I want to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from, right? And then we're going to dive right into IQ.
Okay.
And go from there.
All right. My name is, as she said, Darnell McKenzie, originally from East Oakland, California. Moved out to LA probably 2019, started this business in the middle of COVID after I was, laid off from a job. It's a business that I wanted to embark on for some time, but I made every excuse because I had work and I had this and I had that, so I didn't have the time to do it.
Exactly.
COVID took that off the table. So I went ahead and got started, and I had some ups and downs, and trying to figure out where my footing is.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, I do business in Northern California, Southern California. We're also in Arizona.
Very nice.
Las Vegas.
Okay.
We have some East Coast as well, Chicago. All of that's on the home side.
Okay.
For cleaning homes.
Right. Now, are you offering residential also in this footprint as well?
Yes, residential services.
And commercial. Okay, very good.
We do restaurants as well. Just try to figure out how we can, maneuver to get into every
market, as they say.
Yes, market. Mm-hmm. As far as getting the cleaning, we also we do strip and wax.
Okay.
Window
strip and
services.
wax.
Yes.
Elaborate a little bit on that.
Basically, you have a floor that has wax on it, right? Like a school or office building. It has that nice little gloss to it.
Okay.
Every either 3 to 6 months, depending on the traffic, you have to strip that wax off of it and apply new coats of wax. Like
banks and stuff like that are heavy traffic at locations and storefronts and stuff like that. Okay.
Exactly. As long whatever floor that they want that high gloss finish on.
Because it's like a tile.
It is.
Okay.
Mainly tile floors.
Mm-hmm.
They have some VCT floors. Those are mainly in schools.
VCT, what's that?
It's the smaller squares.
It's like a textured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a different type of flooring, but it's designed for high traffic.
Gotcha.
Right. So some people will put maybe 3 coats of wax on something like that, but you need like 6, because the more that is built up on there, it won't deteriorate as fast.
Right.
So some people don't take care of the floors that way, but it hides like the blemishes basically.
Okay.
And you get the deep scratches into it. You can put enough wax on it to build it up where you can see that you can see almost your reflection in it.
Exactly.
If you do it the right way. So.
Exactly. So for you, are you offering the commercial sector primarily in the markets that you're in, or is the residential and the commercial intersecting in both divisions?
I'm offering both.
You're offering both?
Yeah,
okay. Word.
Try to hit every angle.
Okay. Okay.
Try to set that generational wealth up.
Absolutely.
And if you're in one pond, you kind of limit yourself.
Right.
And I don't want to do that.
Exactly. So I think I got to ask you this, because janitorial services, which is pretty much what you're offering. Right. So from a janitorial perspective, what made you go into the janitorial field? I know you say you got laid off, but did you have some experience prior to that, launching of that particular business?
That's interesting. When I want to say about 16, 17 years old,
mm-hmm.
A friend of mine had a business in Oakland.
Okay.
And I would work for him.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was like, okay, this is an interesting business. You come into buildings at night, nobody's in there, you go in there, you got a job to do, you do it.
Absolutely.
And you could benefit from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to stay disciplined.
Exactly.
Because if you don't show up, there's nobody else. There's nobody else that you can call to come in, right? There's nobody that's going to come in and take over for you. Or if you don't make it that night, and then the people come in the morning, it won't get done. And so I was like, man, this would be a good business to get into.
Right.
But for a long time, I didn't know, or I didn't do enough research in how to get into it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah.
So for you doing this now, and what were you doing prior to, as far as when you were laid off? What type of work were you doing?
I worked for a home builder. I was a customer service manager.
Oh, okay. So not far away.
No.
It's kind of that same element of responsibility, and in the field of, instead of building, you're maintaining.
Exactly.
So it's still part of the quality control of the infrastructure, to speak. Yeah. So for you, are you looking to expound, or because you already kind of have an extensive footprint, right?
Yeah.
So are you expounding your services currently? Because Northern California is a big, a big footprint in itself.
Yes.
Southern California, which is where we are now, like what areas are you serving in this area right now or looking to serve?
Well, we're in LA,
Okay.
Long Beach,
Okay.
Irvine.
Okay.
Want to come out to the IE, Riverside, San Bernardino, Menifee, Temecula. Trying to get a footprint out in this area also.
Right.
So that, in the end, at the end of it, when you look at it, it's like you're just not in one area, right? Which gives you more opportunity to grow.
Exactly.
More opportunity to establish a good foundation. Some people are like, well, no, you need to start here. And I did that before. I had a mentor that asked me a question once, and it was a crazy question. He said, would you prefer to have one person give you $1 million or 1 million people give you $1?
Hey, expounding.
Right.
Compounding.
Right. And at first I was like, well, it's real simple math, man. Let that one person give me that $1 million. He said, yeah, but when that one person gone,
then what?
How
do you maintain it?
How do you maintain it?
Right.
But if you have 1 million people giving you $1, say you lose 5 or 6, okay, you only have 5 or 6 to
Right.
replace.
It ain't gonna kill you.
It's not gonna exactly.
Yeah.
And so you can continue to keep your traction and grow from there.
Exactly.
And the one thing in this business, in most cases, you have a year contract, right? In a lot of places, sometimes the facilities is the bottom line.
Right.
So that's where they either look to cut corners or cut costs.
Right.
Because they don't value how much it is to have a clean restroom sometimes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Some
exactly.
places, they only want the restroom clean twice a week. But
and you're using the bathroom constantly.
The bathroom is used
what are we doing,
7 days out the week. Exactly.
What are we doing?
Right.
And it's like, you're sacrificing the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Right.
So
for you guys, you can be utilized and contracted on a daily basis, weekly, monthly. Like, what is your schedule availability that way?
It's open. If somebody's looking for, a special service clean, like they need a one-time, like a move-out clean or something like that, or they have a facility that they're looking to have services done and they haven't had services in a long time.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll go in there and we'll clean everything from top to bottom, right?
Okay.
It's basically what you're doing at that point is you're setting the foundation so you can maintain the clean on a daily basis.
Right.
Because when the cleaners come in, it's a maintenance clean.
Right.
It's not, you don't go in there every day unless they request it, and dust every day, right?
Okay. And people don't realize that dust,
Man,
the accumulation of dust,
it happens
that's
so fast.
that's physical body.
Yeah.
Residue basically.
Right.
And when you're in these high traffic areas, and like you said, like the bathroom, that's a huge thing, sanitary wise.
Right.
And people will skimp on something like that, and it's weird. It's like, why would you skimp on the main thing that anybody, whether you're employees or patrons, are going to utilize it, right? And it's part of our bodily functions,
right?
So that it's going to have smell, cleaning, just all of those things. And you made a very good point, because like for those who have lived in the South, you have Buc-ee's, this huge. I'm gonna just use this example. You have Buc-ee's, this huge gas station company that has like 100 pumps. They're huge,
right?
And so they have a lot of high traffic. I lived in Atlanta. Quick Trip is one of our common gas stations, right? And you go to Florida, certain parts, Wawa, which is another gas station. So these places, especially when you're travelers,
right?
They have these reputations. Oh, I go to Wawa, I know the bathroom's going to be clean.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. Like, people don't think about it.
Like,
if I'm traveling and you see this lineup of stuff and it's like, well, I could stop at a fast food place, but if it's in the middle of the night, the accessibility is limited.
Right. It is.
But they get this reputation of knowing they got clean facilities.
Right. And that's what you look for.
And people don't think about that.
No, you
don't
think about it until you go somewhere and you really got to go really, really bad.
Yes.
And you open up that door.
And that stronghold catch you.
Man, it's you look at it and you're like, ooh, oh my God. Now, you know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else. Yeah, but if you open right, if you open up that door and it smells fresh, it's clean. It's not a whole lot of debris on the floor.
It's impression. It gives us lasting impression
Right.
of really the pride of ownership and what you consider to be viable.
It does,
and how do you respect your clientele that's coming into your facility?
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
Right. So for you. You said COVID. So did you start in 2020, 2021?
2020.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another thing. Like a lot of the cleaning business exploded,
Right.
because of the sanitation requirements, the things, the unknowns.
Yeah.
And I think that was the cleanest time that the world probably was.
Yes.
As a whole, smog, pollution.
It changed the whole dynamic.
People were wiping down the shopping carts.
Right. Yeah. You
They
don't touch
were
nothing.
right, and we think we've relaxed.
Yeah.
We've
Just a
relaxed
little
so
bit,
much.
Yeah.
We've relaxed so much, right? And we're making our adjustments here. Like, I can see you here better.
Right.
So we made these adjustments, but I think it was one of the best times for us, health wise, to take on the responsibility of thought about sanitation and cleaning. And, your commodity of business is so important because it also helps to give safe facilities. If you got things that are wasting or I don't know, do you deal with warehouses?
We do.
You could,
and it's the, and the other side of it is the taken for granted for doorknobs, handrails.
Yeah.
The things that you touch on a consistent
constantly
basis. Everybody touches that. So, have you ever seen one of those things when they show you where somebody coughs in the air and it just floats?
Yep.
But then it floats and it attaches to everything around.
Exactly.
So you have to have some type of a disinfectant that's not abrasive.
Right.
Right. That can come in there. You can wipe it off and clean that surface.
Mm-hmm.
That's why some buildings, they still have day porters.
Right.
That come through that building every hour.
Right.
And they're wiping off.
Do you provide
everything.
that as we can?
We provide that same service.
Okay. Day porters. I forgot the terminology.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Those are the people that work inside the building during the day, and you have a different group come in at night that services the building at night.
Yeah.
Basically, it helps maintain, because it's all, if you don't maintain it,
it's going to show.
It'll show.
And it affects how your customers interact with you and engage.
Yes.
And their level of how they feel about how you feel about them.
Right.
It becomes a thing,
It's a whole different, different level to it. So, it a lot of people take it for granted sometimes, and you try to bring that awareness, and then we can't spend the cost on that.
Right.
But
it's costing you more.
It's costing you more because
if you don't realize the attention to detail, the things that you're not taking advantage of.
You have people that will be sick more.
Right.
In a building that's not clean.
Workers and the people that are coming in. Yeah.
So you figure if you have a lot of dust in there, it hasn't been dusted in 2 months.
Right.
Right. That dust is sitting everywhere, it's falling. So if people have high allergies, right? Me included.
Bad.
As soon as you walk in that building, you'll start sneezing.
Yep. Exactly.
And you're like, man, what's going on?
The air quality.
The air quality is different.
Because, I remember during the 2020 onset of COVID, there was these upgrades of facilities of the systems that they started employing systems to filter the air to make better quality. One of the other things that I think that people don't think about, if you own restaurants, guys, you can be the cleanest establishment, but that does not mean that rodents and stuff like that still won't come into your premises or try to attach into. Plus, you're getting shipments from other places.
Exactly. So you can bring.
So things can be brought into your facility. So there's a lot of extra care of services and a plethora of businesses across a plethora of industries that could utilize what you're doing. It's crazy, but people don't think about it.
They don't. Well, some people do think about it, but then they think, oh no, we can't.
Just too relaxed.
Yeah, we don't. They don't want to spend the money for it.
Right.
Or they'd be like, oh, well, I'll take it for 2 days a week.
Right.
Right, and you're open 5 to 6 days. Correct. A week.
Correct.
So on those other days, the facility isn't being taken care of. Right. So then it's, well, how come this doesn't look like it was really clean?
Right.
Well, because the services that are provided, it's a maintenance clean. And when there's 3 days of a lapse, there's a buildup that you have to also clean.
Wow.
Right. And so that takes longer to clean that because it's not cleaned on a daily basis. It's just like if you clean your home every day, right?
Right.
You can clean it faster.
Right.
Right. If you maintain it. But if you don't and you let it build up, it takes longer for
accumulation.
It's just
so
like
then those
else.
deep cleans become more of a nuisance.
Exactly.
Because you haven't been maintaining it on a daily basis. And there's a lot of people, like we're getting into the holidays, this is the busiest time that people are hosting people in their homes.
Definitely.
People are coming together. You're going to have a lot of high traffic of, if you're traveling and people are coming from different places and germs and all this kind of stuff is mixing in the room. So what are some of the things that you're able to say helps to kind of set you guys apart, as it pertains to the maintenance, the maintenance side of things that you guys are doing now?
Well, one of the things in my mission statement is attention to detail.
Okay.
And customer service.
Yeah. Two very important things.
Very important. And I can just tell you, I've had two customers 2 weeks ago. One of them wasn't satisfied with her cleaning. Right.
Okay.
She was like, "Oh, well, I didn't feel like this was done or that was done correct." I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "What will be the next available day that you're available? And then we'll come back and we'll redo it, and you don't have to pay for that."
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you provide a service to somebody, you have to have customer service to back that up.
That's it.
Right. And you have to be prepared I'm not going to argue with you about it. Right.
Right.
You know what your expectation is and what you want it to look like.
Right.
So when we leave, my question to you is, are you satisfied with the service that
and
we
I think,
provided
what was awesome about that is that you're establishing. Anytime you get a new client, you guys got to learn each other.
Right.
And so, especially for cleaning has a particularness to it, right?
It does.
And if until you actually walk through it and put your hands on it and you guys have the experience, neither one of you guys will know what each other's expectation fully is until you actually have the experience, right? So for you, I think that, starting out, I think you told me you're from Oakland.
Right.
So you started out in Northern California, right? And now you're coming into the Southern California footprint even more now.
Yes. And
there's a lot of warehouses and various, this is kind of vastness. We're out here in wine country.
Right.
So wineries. They have a large commodity of traffic, right? And they have different types of spaces. So do you also deal with areas that are multi-use spaces that, like say for instance, a winery may have a ballroom and then they may have a meeting space and then they may have some, do you guys also deal with like outside facilities maintenance too, or like grounds and stuff like that?
We had one, it was an apartment. That they wanted the interior clean, and then the walk up and around the pool area, they wanted that serviced also. Okay. It's the same difference as cleaning the inside. They just wanted you to come out there, blow it, just to make sure and pick up any trash or anything. Okay. Either somebody come in or it blows in. You want to make sure that it looks presentable from the exterior as you're walking into the building. Right. It's the same difference when a lot of the buildings had to have a conversation with, like, we're here at night to clean windows that the sun shines through during the daytime, right?
Especially retail stores.
Exactly. So what I see at night
I don't know
is
why.
different.
Right.
And so it's like, look, I need you to tell me and let me know, or I need to be able to come in there so I can see it, right? Because you can clean it, and at night you'd be like, oh, yeah, looks clean. But then as soon as the light hits it, there may be a streak in there or something.
Or smeared and stuff,
so you have to look for those details, right? And that's what you want to ask people, man. Like, hey, so tell me, how did the windows look? Just did 4 buildings up north for Old Republic Title Company, carpets and windows, and that was one of the questions. One of the ladies at one of the buildings was like, oh, well, the exterior windows don't look like they were clean. Well, that wasn't a part of the original request. It's like, oh, well, can we get it done? Sure, we can do it. Right. So
you add on.
So you add it on there, right? And now
but you know what happens? What's cool about that is that once you clean a certain area, the other areas start to stand out. Exactly. So what you don't touch, they're like, you didn't do this. Well, you did not.
You didn't
check that off. You didn't
exactly,
expect that. Yeah,
So,
because windows is huge, and we're getting, this is retail season.
It is.
So my retailers that have physical storefronts,
Right.
if you have suites, if you have anything that's front facing, that's going to bring customers in and out of your space, get your glasses clean.
Definitely.
It makes a huge difference, because that is the showpiece, and that's you're encased in this space, and you want to make sure you're appealing. Right,
exactly.
right.
The presentation of when you're walking up to that storefront, and you can see that glass. You don't want to see fingerprints,
right?
You know, and it happens, right?
Right.
You know, but over time, those fingerprints turn into smudges, and then you can barely see out of the window.
Right.
So if it's not clean on a regular basis, and then sometimes you'll see where they'll have like the employees wiping them down.
Exactly.
And that's cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they wipe them down, if they don't know how to wipe them the proper
they'll
way,
smear it.
then you'll get the smears, or they're using paper towels. So you get
So
then
then abrasiveness on the glass.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different details. Yeah, the right type of cleaner sometimes.
Right.
You know,
chemical compounds.
Right.
Now, do you also get, do you deal, so like for instance, in Temecula, there's a large autism community here. Mm-hmm. So you have some families that are very conscious of, chemical use. Yeah. So do you guys also have some chemical free or?
I don't use anything that's a chemical.
Okay.
I don't use bleach. Mm-hmm. I don't use Fabuloso. Anything that has a really strong harsh smell. Everything is pretty much like a hospital grade cleaner.
Okay.
Which
is good and is important.
Right. You want it to smell light and pleasant. Right.
Right.
You don't want it
because you don't want to come with and the pants all be
right. You come in there smelling like, man, oh my God, who spilled bleach?
Man, Fabuloso, like you said, is very concentrated.
It's concentrated.
People do not know. They'll pour that whole bottle in there, man, and they be like, "Oh, if I can't smell it, it's not fresh. Right. It's not clean."
And then the floor is either sticky because the concentration is off. Right.
Right.
So
that's true, because they don't realize they left residue.
They left residue on it. So now you have to mop the floor twice.
Yeah.
Just to you got to mop it with hot water just to get that up, and then remop it with.
Because it leaves a film or something.
Film on there, right.
Wow. So families, you hear that?
Yeah. There's a lot of different details that go into it.
Yes.
But you try to find what works best, and then sometimes you get to some people and they're like, oh well, these are the only cleaners that I use, right? And that's okay. That's cool. Well, we can use your cleaners,
right?
To give you the clean that you want. Right. If you don't like what we use.
Correct.
But in most cases, I try to avoid chemicals or abrasives because two reasons. If you spill it, it's going to stain.
Right.
If it's bleach, it's going to bleach, whatever you spill it on. There's a way they have disinfectants that can clean and disinfect at the same time. That's not a chemical.
Right.
And you can use those pretty much anywhere. If it's somewhere, babies, dogs, pets, you want it clean, but you don't want to have that abrasive smell.
Right.
Or, somebody because
even with pets, the same thing.
Yes.
They don't realize that certain surfaces and their paws are touching it and all of that other stuff. And then they have allergic reactions to things. Yeah. And pet dander, just the amount of pet dander and all of it. So it's unreal how much filtering of things that are on surfaces. Right. But this is why, especially during COVID, it became so prevalent. To like I can remember going to a Home Goods TJ Maxx, and they were making people stand outside in the lines and letting people in groups
because they only let so many people.
Right. And then they would wipe down the shopping carts and everything, and people was like, "Oh, this is so extra." But I can remember feeling like, "Man, this is like so." Like, why haven't we been doing this? Like, why hasn't that been a thing, a thought process? But it also made us realize how germy we are as people. We are very germy, and so I can always say for almost 20 years working with contractors that cleaning companies have always been one of my favorite commodities of businesses to see just really grow. Right. Because there's such a need, and a lot of times people would try to dismiss the level of what it takes. Exactly. Right, the economical expense in translation to the quality of what you're going to get from it, and the healthy parts of it, the maintenance of your facilities, right? Yeah. The rollout of how you present yourself to your clientele and let them know that you're taking time to make sure that they're coming into a clean facility.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes it's lost.
Yeah, it's lost in translation. You just feel like, really? Like, I've gone into some bathrooms, especially food places. Why is your toilets backed up to the point of like no return?
Right.
You know, and, you know, just people putting some unmentionables down the commode or the systems, you know, there's septic tanks. And, you know, that's even one of those things. Like, I hate walking into a bathroom that smells like septic, you know, like, you know, especially if you eating in there. Yeah. I remember walking into this restaurant in, I want to say, I don't remember which city or state I was in. I was out of town. And my friend at the time, we walked into this place. Oh, no. It was in Atlanta. It was in a suburban area of Atlanta. And we walked into this restaurant. It was like a Indian food type of. And, you know, I know curries. You know, curries can be very, very strong. Very strong. But there's a difference between a curry and then this smell that's almost like foul, you know, like it was like it smelled like a mixture of like septic and something else that was mixed into the air, and I couldn't even go in. Like, we walked in, we got seated, and like 5 minutes in, I was like, I can't stay in here because the smell was just so alarming and so uneasy that it was killing my ability to even have appetite. You know what I'm saying? So things like that. You know, I'm telling you guys, fair warning, the holiday season is an uptick on, you know, people eating out. Everything's just a lot of traffic, even though, you know, people have started to do more things like Amazon and Instacart with deliveries and stuff like that. There's still a lot. People are out. They're shopping. So they're going to eat. They're going to enter more stores and stuff like that. So, Darnell, how can people connect to your entity? You have contact information.
So I have a Instagram page. And it has all the information on there. I also have flyers that I've been putting out, you know, just to try to get more advertisement done. Working on, you know, other streams as well. Just because sometimes it's hard for people to differentiate, right? You wanna find a company. It's like, oh, well, I'll just pick one. You know, out of no phone books anymore, so you got to go online searching for it. So you either go on Yelp or you're looking, and you know, you can have all the stars that you want. You can reach out to different companies, and everybody, oh, well, we're the best of the best. And you know, every company has a specialty, right? Every company can provide, you know, what's required, right? The difference that I try to provide is, you know what, it's two services, right? We're coming to clean either your home or your facility. But we're going to do it with a pleasant attitude. Right? We're going to, you know, engage. A lot of companies most of them don't really know the cleaners that clean the facility. Right. They just know they've hired an entity and people are just coming in. Right. They come in at night and they take care of the building. Right. One of the things that I do is I reach out to them, you know, weekly. Hey, man, how's everything going? Right. Anything that needs to be adjusted, addressed, added on, taken back. Right. You know, and that which is good. It's not just a company. Now you are building a relationship. Right. Because that's what you want to be able to do. You think back in the day, before we had all of the social media and everything, it was relationships, right, that you built, and they still there, right? You still people don't want to admit it, but like Facebook, social media pages like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, there are millions of people on there, right? So it's still, to me, it becomes more flooded, right, in the aspect. So when you want to really break down the thought of procurement, you know, there is this level that interaction gives, right. You know, the networking process of, you know, where your referrals come from, you know, that's how your referrals are built. Exactly. Right. Because people are able to recognize, oh yeah, Darnell goes the extra mile. Yep. He pays attention to things. He follows up. So you actually put that feeling of interconnection versus just somebody coming in and out. Now, right. I don't have a clue. We don't have any attachment of understanding what's happening, right? We're just coming in and out. And that leaves less viability sometimes, you know, as far as the responsibility of things. So I think that's dope. And do you have a contact number that people can reach out to you? Yeah, it's 562-334-2448. Okay, cool. So IQ Facility Management Services. Now, I know we're getting into the holiday season.
Do you guys have anything in particular as far as holiday elements or services you're offering right now, at least? I know residential's probably.
Yeah. So because everybody wants the home to be clean, right? Either before or after the holidays.
Correct.
We're offering that for new first-time customers. Offering them 20% discount.
Okay.
Get the services started. And then if they're happy with it, we'll go ahead and continue the services for them.
Nice.
It's just to build a bridge. Build a bridge, build those relationships so that we can have those open lines of communication.
Very nice.
I don't argue and I don't debate with people about if they feel something wasn't done or wasn't done properly. Okay, if you're not satisfied with it, give me the opportunity to fix that.
Right.
You
want to assess whatever it is and make sure it's right.
Definitely.
I love
because
it.
Sometimes what you see versus what I see could be completely different. I can give you another example. There's a place in San Pedro. They came in and it was like, oh, well, it looks like underneath the stairs wasn't cleaned. Okay. I'm like, well, I was here myself and I actually mopped it myself. So it was done, but let's take a look at it, right? And so we looked at it and you could see the debris, like little white specks. I'm like, okay, I'm curious if it's coming off the bottom of the stairs as people are going up and down the stairs, right? So, like the dust and stuff from underneath there. So she was like, oh, I don't know. I said, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to clean it now. While we're here, you can watch me clean it. And then I'll call you in a couple of hours to take a look at it and see how it looks. Cleaned it. Wasn't anything there. We left. 2 hours later, she called and apologized. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that it is because people were going up and down the stairs. So then they asked that we clean the underneath of the stairs.
Right.
So that we can kind of get all of that debris and stuff that's falling down off the backside of the stairs. Sometimes, there's situations where some people come in before everybody else.
Right.
Right. So it's, oh, well, some of the trash cans weren't empty. Okay. Well, what time do you guys open today? Well, we open at 6. Okay. How many people do you have in there at 6 in the morning? Right. Okay. And what time do you get there to take a look at it? And she wasn't in there till 10. Well, that's a 4-hour difference.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, it's a possibility, that somebody else used it, but hey, no problem. We'll go ahead, give you a discount on the pricing for that. We'll come back and take care of it. Other part of it is I have my people take pictures before and after. Right. So if you take a before picture of what you clean and then an after picture, they should look different. Right. That way you show that you did the job. You assessed it. You show that you did the job that you're supposed to do. Right. It protects you. It protects the owner of the business. And then if somebody has something to say, because look, send me a picture of it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because that way I can look at it and be like, oh, well, hey, look, you didn't do this. Well, look at it. Does it look like it was clean?
Exactly.
Where, we hold the employees accountable for that. And that's the whole side of it. Instead of just, oh, we're going to replace.
Exactly.
It's a cycle if you replace.
But you know what? The other thing is, too, that you're keeping a hand on things.
Right.
I think that's what's important. And I think it comes to that part I said that in the beginning, you're still establishing your relationship. And through the process of it, you may discover certain things that you maybe didn't pay attention to.
Right.
And so because that you are providing the cleanliness of what they are using, it just naturally starts to make them start noticing other things.
Definitely.
And that way you also can tell that you're doing something impactful to where they can actually see the difference of what you're doing in the space.
Right.
And because of that, it's an upside. It's not a bad side. It's just an upside. And it helps maybe your bottom line to add more, commodity to things. Right. And then their facilities are being able to be maintained. And also what people don't realize is the cleanliness of the facility and the tidiness of you keeping on it a lot of times minimizes the maintenance of repair and breakdown just slip and falls, right? Because you're taking the time to do certain things to make sure that their space is right. So, Darnell, I want to thank you, bro, for coming up in here and taking the time, man, and letting people know what you're able to do. So, I think the best thing is you've already said you're offering something for the holidays, 20% off on first-time customer base opportunities. And what's your Instagram?
It is IG Facility Management Services.
IQ?
I mean IQ.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because you did what I did earlier. I was like,
we did.
IG, talking about Instagram.
Yeah.
So IQ Facility.
IQ Facility Management Services.
Okay, on IG. Okay, word. So guys, make sure you follow this gentleman. Connect to him if you have any buildings or another thing too I didn't think about. People who are Airbnb facilitators.
We do those also.
Yeah, so that's cool. Because I was about to say the uptick now of the hospitality industry has changed significantly. And Airbnb is a huge commodity throughout pretty much all over the world now.
It is. And a lot of those we do laundry service also.
Oh, word.
So it's a turn in there. You load the dishwasher, unload it, put the laundry in, remake the bed, refold the laundry so that everything is taken care of.
Nice.
So the next family come, they don't have,
Right. So you're turning the space.
Right. You turn it. The owner doesn't have to worry about anything,
right,
except for making
especially
sure
absentee owners. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There are a lot of absentee owners, and they give you. Sometimes it's, hey, look, they just left today, and we haven't rented tomorrow.
Right.
So,
or the same day.
Or the same day.
Yeah, depending on the area.
3 to 4 hour window to clean it. So
exactly. I think that the best part about it is that for you guys, the best part of that is that you guys are able to provide those services and give your clients that opportunity to utilize your services. Right. So for anybody that's looking for the holidays, I just want to tell you, go to IQ Facility Management Services on Instagram.
Yes.
And give your number one more time.
Number is 562-334-2448.
Word. All right, y'all. So now we're connected. I just want to take thanks, man, for coming in for Biz in the Valley, Loudmouth Radio, man. This is good. We actually come in and this gentleman, I've had the pleasure of already building a relationship with him, and I'm proud to say that he's now part of the Loudmouth Network. And we also will be establishing your profile on loudmouth.com, which is our online small business directory, so that people can actually see more of the details of the services and things that you're offering, and you'll be able to reach out to IQ Facility Management Services on loudmouth.com. So guys, share this actual broadcast will be available and accessible on all your favorite platforms very shortly. And make sure y'all stay connected to it. I appreciate you coming in, Darnell.
Thank you once again. I appreciate it.
All right, huh? Y'all be stoked. Y'all just be straight now. Y'all support this fella. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Peace. Performing comedy is like creating magic. To hear the room explode with laughter is priceless. And to produce comedy is like having a glass of Stella Rosa, the ability to have others wind down with laughter. With Loudmouth Comedy, it isn't just about me, Sonny. It's also the many hardworking comedians that are dedicated to writing and performing night after night, stage after stage, displaying their talents to the world, and we all do it for the love of comedy. Sometimes you have to remember to relax and savor the moment one sip at a time. Cheers. Here's to 13 years of Loudmouth Comedy.
Hello, my name is Takasha Smith. I'm the owner of Takasha's Kitchen, based out of Menifee, in the Southern California area. As a chef and caterer, I provide private cooking classes, couples dinners, and private parties. As a female pitmaster, I am able to create a personalized experience for your family reunion gatherings. I create menus based on my clients' needs to have a more personal vibe. You can find Takasha's Kitchen on all social media networks such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my YouTube channel at Takasha's Kitchen. And that's spelled TACASHAS Kitchen, KITCHEN.
You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network. You're listening to the Loudmouth Radio Network.